Hello and welcome to the Gran Turismo F1 1997 Championship. We are here for round 1 of Australia. The Mount Panorama circuit, a 23 corner track, which seems to be quite technical. Long straights, twisty corners, we'll see how our drivers will handle into these cars. My name is Nickael and I'm your broadcaster for this season. Let's see how the grid lines up. Starting grid, comfy user free on the mid-Audi hot. Starting first, Crash-tastic, starting second for McLaren Mercedes. The 97 Night Tyrrell photo, Chris, starting third, with the Prost Mugen of Baufuchs in fourth. Fifth and sixth are Knight Rider and Irish, driving respectively for the Lola Ford and Benetton Renault. Tom Racer for Stewart Ford starting 7th. And the second Tyrrell photo of Ham Skewer is starting 8th. Fifth row, the second McLaren Mercedes of R. Plier and Mazda 67 in the Ferrari in 10th. The second Lola Ford, the Viper 46 Nadina, and 12th, the Williams Renault High P Waifagad. 13th is Berserker, and that will be your grid for today's race. Drivers, start your engine. We're going racing today, boys. Alright, here they are. The 17 Prost Mugen on the side of Tyrrell Ford. No, the Stewart Ford. Biggity, biggity, biggity! Let's go racing, boys! Oh! And already a bad start for the second place man. I think that was Chris, or no, not Chris. I'm already getting those wrong. But bad start for the second place man, and a bit of contact here. Comfy user free is well ahead of Chris, Crash-tastic, Baufuchs, Irish, Knight Rider, All Plier, and Ham Skewer. Going further along straightaway. Going to turn 2. Oh, and a bit of a battle between second and fourth place man, as a fourth place man in the Prost. Oh, it's quite a tight. Oh, contact! Oh, yeah. Mount Panorama is quite a tight track, to be honest. So overtaking will be quite complicated. This track is used for the V8 supercars in the Baffles 12 hours. So let's see how those Formula car handles onto this track. Of course, as you may have noticed, I mean that's the name of the championship. And I wasn't saying that. Yeah, Irish. Okay, so in France, there's a bit of a joke that John Lacey likes to go off track, and what Irish done in the Benetton Renault was just that. Well, good for him. It's not in the wall. Let's see how the Benetton Renault driver will come back after this mistake. Berserker and Irish. Oh, Irish has actually. He was 5th at one point. Now he's in 9th. So maybe it'll be the contact between the two. Top Racer in 8th. Right behind I'm Skewer, taking the slipstream, coming for to right kink, then a left. So let's see. Ooh. Already a lot of action today. We have 29 laps for this race. Not quite for the French Britannic. Yeah, as you can see, some drivers may not have the right nationality as it's shown on PSN, or as Top Racer just went through Ham Skewer. So to your attention, Mazda 67 is not Swiss, he's Italian. Ham Skewer is not American, he's Mauritian. Comfy user free has 2 nationalities, he's Swiss and Italian. As Top Racer, he's French Britannic. So now that it's out of the way, I'll try to keep those notes right next to me to not call those kinds of mistakes. So we're back on this race. So as I was saying, those cars have of course based on the 1997 cars. And having some beautiful twins, the Williams is a personal favorite of mine. But you might also notice that there's also the Lola Mastercard, and it's quite fast compared to what we originally had. So, to also direct your attention for this season of championship, know that there's 3 classes of drivers. So, you know how in Endurance, WEC, there are those class of drivers: Gold, Platinum, Silver, Bronze. Well, it's kind of like that. We have 3 classes, and... Alright, so... Okay, hear me out. It's... even me, I quite struggle to understand, but like... Alright, so Class 2 and Class 1 are the fastest drivers. And they need to spend tokens on their car to make it slower, so presumably to even the playing field. As Class 3 need to invest 12 tokens to presumably make it faster, or maybe make it so that the McLaren of a player just went through Knight Rider. Yeah, well, I apologize if I do miss some kind of the action. I'm still not used to this. Quite a lot of fast-paced action, you know, for a track that may not be adapted to a Formula track. We have quite a bit of overtaking. We have 2 compound tires today, mediums and soft. So I'd like to direct your attention to this. The drivers are allowed to use either one of the tires, but they must not. Oh, and already 1 pit stop for Viper in the Lola Mastercard, so I complimented that the Lola Mastercard are looking quite fast, but yeah. Into the pit lane as you see the pit crew ready to work the magic. Yeah, not a good side for Viper. He was a bit ahead of that. So yeah, mediums, so as you can see, he's on mediums, and he won't use softs because he's forced to use the same compounded tire for the whole race. So it's either softs or mediums. As he's exiting the pit lane. Not a good start for the Lola Mastercard, but it's important to know we have still 26 laps to go in this race. Okay, so here's a replay of that. Irish. Oh! Yeah, Irish. Oh, okay, so my apologies for earlier when I say why Irish has dropped down. Yeah, because that was his mistake. So sorry for that. I'll apologize. With Mazma67, the Italian and not the Swiss driver, driving for Ferrari. Those cars make an amazing sound, and this track is really amazing. Just enjoying the sound as he's trying to come back on a high P with a gun. There's quite a bit, as you can see on the minimap on the top right, so there's a bit of groups, so if they're fighting each other, Mazma can come back on that little pack ahead of him. As meanwhile, Coffee User and Crash Tastic are a bit of a league on their own, to be honest. That reminds me of some of my iRacing League races. As we're switching to our player in the beautiful West McLaren Mercedes, followed by a Lola Mastercard of Knight Rider and the Stewart Ford of Top Racer. Oh, maybe Top will try and overtake on the Lola Mastercard. Oh, bit of crash for the McLaren Mercedes. Let's see. Oh, coming. We're still on a tight twisted section, but remember, there's a big straight coming right after this. Oh, and they join. Oh, what will the? Oh. Round the outside, can he pull the move? Not quite, and Top Racer goes the inside. Beautiful action from Top Racer. Using advantage of Knight Rider's mistake, trying to overtake All Player, and now he's into 6th place. Good defending from All Player, and good job from Top Racer. Will Top Racer try to overtake in the next corner? Not yet. So maybe just to wait the next laps. We'll see a beautiful battle between the McLaren and the Stewart Ford. Stewart Ford, which is the ancestor of today's Red Bull. Yeah, this is where it all started. Oh, the Lola Mastercard of Knight Rider got into a bit of grass. Will Hamster profit on that mistake? I don't think so. The Mauritian driver thinks better of it. Quite a fast pace beginning of the race. Oh, and purple for Top Racer. He has a fast car. While with Knight Rider, the little Mastercard driver. With him, Hamster right behind him. Again, really tight track, but it makes for great racing so far. Let's see what we have in store. And now Comfy User in the beautiful Minardi Hearts. Quite my personal favorite cars on 1997 with the Williams, oh, and the penalty for confuser free as he has to let go 0.5 of a second. And as you can see, Crash-tastic, he's not that far behind confuser free, so maybe the British driver will be able to rejoin the Minardi driver. McLaren versus Minardi, who would have thought? Well, actually, if we're going by the logic of today's Formula 1 races, it's actually kind of like Sainz versus Pierre Gasly, don't you think? Still behind, beautiful driver from Crash. Of course, not showing, of course, advertisements for West. And using the old days of the early 2000s McLaren with the driver's name on instead of West, which I quite like it. I have a few of those Kimi Räikkönen. No, I mean only one. A Kimi Räikkönen and Mika Häkkinen diecast. +3 on his personal best. +0.3 on my bad. As we're switching. Oh! Bersenker, as we were switching to him, hit the wall! And hitting with a gun will. No, not quite yet. Oh, and what happened for Berserker? I think he went wide through the last corner and he hit the wall. That's not very good. I think both of the Ferrari drivers, 10th and 12th, that resembles sadly the 2020 season for Ferrari. I mean, during this race. So let's hope they can regroup and pull some better performance in the latter stretch of the race. Oh no! He hit the wall again! Oh, thank goodness the track is not very wide, or else Hippie with gun would have overtook him for sure. The Williams driver, not pretty close as we're switching to Night Rider and the Lola Mastercard. As he's right behind Top Racer, actually. Top Racer, who looks mighty fast, is now has lost ground to all players, so I don't know if it's a mistake or if just all players just pulled a new gear in his track and oh, Night Rider thought he could go there, but at the end he thinks better of it, and yeah, kind of a good race in this mid pack between the Stewart Ford and the Lola Mastercard. Still very weird to say, seeing a Lola Mastercard this performance, as we have Irish who went off track a bit at the beginning, still trying to come back on Hamskew and Night Rider and Top Racer. Ooh, on the curb. Oh no, spin! Spin from Irish. Ah, wow. Trained too hard. He got into the curb, got into the grass, and he spun. Oh, and there are car coming through. Thank God he ghosted. If only I had this for the iRacing 12 hours of Sebring when I did a dumb mistake like that. We all do those dumb mistakes. As we're switching now to Bofu getting overtaken. Oh, by our player. Oh, and quite a big battle between the Prost and the McLaren. Of course, Prost started in 1997 by buying the old Ligier team. Oh, in the wall. And just touching the wheel banging down the inside, no, the outside, which was making the inside. I've lost him from words, but the McLaren driver outdrives the Prost driver. Dear God, this is some tight racing. As now the Stewart Ford and as we're seeing Irish bit on the curb, he got a bit wide into the grass and lost control. Just too bad for Irish. And then I think he struggled to come back on track. And then we're back and oh yeah, big fights for 4th place. Both folks, all player, Top Racer, Night Rider, duking it out on the back on the home stretch. As now Top Racer has to deal with getting Night Rider. Top Racer not looking as fast as he looked to be a few laps earlier, but with Ballfuchs and all player battling out, I mean, Ballfuchs was slow and a bit of grass there for the French Britannic. In the draft, pulling alongside him, will the Lola Mastercard pull off the move? He's now ahead of him. And yes! Night Rider, thanks to the slipstream, overtook Top Racer. Good job from the German driver. Now coming back to both folks. Again, as I was saying, Prost beginning in 1997 by buying the old Ligier team. Their early results were very good with Olivier Panis, but since his injury, the team never actually recovered from it. Actually, Jarno Trulli almost pulled a podium at a Hungaroring in... maybe a mistake from our play, because now both folks got really close. That's... little bumps from here. Are we watching NASCAR right now? Yeah, a bit of a bump here from the Lola Mastercard. Sideways for that corner. And our player now doing being a bit of a tank slapper here. So let's see in the draft. Will both folks pull the move? The Gauloise Prost Mugen Honda. Alongside, and he overtook the McLaren Mercedes, but now in the grass! And good job from the other two drivers. Top Race Knight Rider. This could have ended badly as another car. I think that's the Tyrrell. Yeah, that's the Tyrrell of Ham's Skewer. Is it a Tyrrell? Yeah, that's a Tyrrell. Too bad for both folks. He initially pulled a move, but sadly couldn't slow down enough for that corner and was straight to the grass. Good job from our player. He kept it cool, and that's the most important. Now, Knight Rider, as he's purple for the first sector, he will try, because our player doesn't look as fast as the Lola Mastercard. So yeah, our player. So Knight Rider, yeah, maybe a bit of strategy coming to play. Maybe some have those soft tires and others don't. And as in the inside for the in the wall, contact. And that was Tom Racer. That was contact. Oh no, Knight Rider lost it on the inside of our player, hit the wall, and then Tom, that was too fast, couldn't react in time to avoid the Lola Mastercard. Oh no! As now Ham Skewer, Mauritian, I'll make you remember. Now is looking to overtake the French Botanic. The Tyrrell, not with that famous X-Wing as it was famously known in the 1997 season. The X-Wing was being a bit of a narrow trick to get a bit of downforce, but look who's behind, the Prost Mugen Honda, it's still there. And yeah, Balfux alongside the Tyrrell, a bit of grass, but he pulls the move. Can he make it sink? Can he overtake Okosoto 04? Oh my goodness me! Beautiful move! And it's still battling! Side by side to the last corner. And now lock up from Balfux, and too bad as Tom Racer is in the pits. So medium tires actually for Tom Racer, as I thought he would be on the soft compound tires, but no, actually for the Stewart 4 driver. My goodness me, beautiful battle between Tom Racer, Ham Skewer, and Balfux. Had Balfux pulled a move, that would have been beautiful, but still, fair play for these guys. They're entertaining us for now, and I hope you're enjoying this Formula 190. And a penalty for Top Racer, 1.5 seconds. Now looking back, this is Knight Rider's POV. Whoa. Seems like he kind of loosened. Yeah, when wheel spin after that. Yeah, seems like it racing to me. I mean, minimum space and a loose car, and this is what happens. As now, Knight Rider is under the threat of Ham Skewer into the Taro Ford, so maybe it's a bit of damage on the 25 Lola Mastercard car. Pulling outside, the Tyrrell, Ham Skewer on the back stretch, or a bit of grass for the Lola Mastercard. But yeah, Ham Skewer pulls a move. Now Knight Rider in the slipstream. What will he do? As I saw some blue flags, so maybe lapping some traffic right now. As Ham Skewer stays. And his Lola Mastercard got around! I think that was Knight Rider's teammate who went around, so what happened there? As we're with crash testing the McLaren Mercedes. Purple through the first sector. That's pretty good from him. Still chasing Comfy user free. I think Comfy pulled a bit of a gap to the British driver as he. Oh, spin! In the wall for the McLaren Mercedes! Oh, another one! Oh, he's sideways! Oh, this is going from bad to worse for the McLaren driver. This track is testing the patience of this driver and their nerves. Lots of mistakes in this tight track. Let's see, coming out of this corner and just loses it. And then on the curve, and that was bad to happen. This race is testing the patience and the nerves of those drivers as we're on lap 11. Still a very long way to go in the old Strength Grand Prix of the F1 1997 championship. The 97 of Chris, great number by the way, in the Tyrrell Ford. Now looking to overtake. Yeah, this is the Tyrrell Ford of looking to overtake the McLaren Mercedes Crashtastic. Yeah, sadly, yeah, I don't think that's something that was really Crashtastic from Crash, but yeah, irony at its finest. The Tyrrell Ford really strong right now. Hamster in 5th, Chris in 3rd, and as Crashtastic is pulling to the pits, so maybe to repair a bit of damage here. Comfy user free 1st, Chris 2nd, Crashtastic 3rd, Our Player 4th, Hamster 5th. As Crashtastic is now going down the order as he's pitting. Now going to All Player, who's going a bit wide. Now this will play into the hands of Hamskewer, so maybe we'll have both Tyrrells in the top 3 in a few months here. As All Player has a 2/10 penalty. He has to serve. Number 13. Few drivers dare to take this number. Whether it's Maldonado, Ty Dillon. I think that's the only 2 drivers. And oh, going wide! And Hamskewer takes 3rd place. Tyrrell 2nd and 3rd. This is going beautifully for them. Meanwhile, both folks still battling with, in the wall! Battling with Knight Rider. Man, both folks, Mr. Excitement here. As a bit of a mistake from him, but he's really into the grass, and he kept it. My goodness me, and drifting. Oh my god, yeah, I was right to call him Mr. Excitement because when we're with him, we're not getting bored. As now Knight Rider, a bit of a wall. Knight Rider around the outside. Will he pull the move? And yes, he does. Beautiful move from Knight Rider. My goodness me, this is some race. Both a bit on the grass here. Maybe a bit of damage. Meanwhile, hit me with a gun. Quite slow here. Yeah, I think in the wall. So the number 27, Williams Renault, in a bit of trouble here as we're with both folks battling with Knight Rider. But Knight Rider is ghosting, so I don't know why. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, both folks crashed into the pit lane as Knight Rider disconnected. Oh no! This really sucks. Yeah, disconnect W tires. So are those soft tires or? As we're with the minority of Comfy user free now, the overall Mastercard of Viper 46. Whew. Yeah, now that his teammate has disconnected, Viper is the only Lola Mastercard standing, and yeah, this is going from bad to worse for the team, having a pretty good qualifying actually, as Berserker and Bofrux are in the pit lane. So yeah. This race is not going well for the team. Okay, so Lola Mastercard, for those who don't know, was originally going to race, I think in 1999 or 1998, but the sponsor, Mastercard, decided to quickly we'll race in 1997, and yeah, they weren't prepared. They were out of the 107%, and they were not deemed raceable, so they only put one race, then they went bankrupt. Ooh, bit wide here. Thank God he did not hit the wall, but I think he did here. Hit the wall for Viper. The number 46, Italian driver. So who's this very MotoGP rider? I don't know. As we were constantly user free, the only one of the only drivers who didn't do any mistake. I think also Chris in Hams Kewer. Yeah, our top 3, those are the guys who didn't do any mistake, and yeah, they're in the top 3. Going through now lap traffic for Comfy User Free in the Minotti. Oh no, contact! Contact with a lap car for Comfy User Free! As he's now looking up and into the barrier. And there we have it. Looking on board, Ferrari not expecting this much gap. Oh, and what I think, like, yeah, I don't know if he was checking his mirrors or not, but like he cut right across him. So this is not what Comfy User Free needed, but he still have a bit of a cushion to Chris and Hams Kewer. The two Tyrrell now waiting for a mistake from the Italian Swiss driver. As we're checking, so mid-tire wear, so I don't know if the W means hot tires, and oh, and yeah, Comfy User Free into the pit lane. So maybe I may have been wrong, and maybe the M sense is for the soft and the W is for the hot tires. I'll ask the league if that's the case. Tom Racer in 4th place in the Stewart Ford. Still with this 5/10 penalty. And yeah, and both Comfy and Chris into the pit lane, so that leaves Hams Kewer, the Tyrrell Ford, into the lead. This is very surreal to see Stewart Ford, Tyrrell, and a bit wide. Thank God for Top Racer. He didn't went to the wall like Irish and never caught for him. So yeah, Minotti, Tyrrell, and Stewart Ford, the strongest kind of looking to for now. Night Riders Lola Mastica looked also really strong, but sadly disconnected from me as Zob is purple for Sector 1. And yes, if you remember correctly, this is for position runner because Stahl pitted earlier, I think. Yeah, as we see the tire wear, so now Tom was Comfy User Free. The undercut worked beautifully for Top Racer. As we have Hams Kewer now. Tyrrell Ford. The undercut seems to be quite powerful because Top Racer is now ahead of Comfy User Free. Yeah, Tom actually pitted quite early, so really worked out for him. Also, the contact between Comfy and Ferrari didn't really help me, but yeah, he's ahead of him. And now, let's see, they're still very close to each other. Two-tenths up from his best time, or the best lap, which is pretty good for Hams Kewer. 47, of course, 47, the number of a new Formula 1 driver this year, Mick Schumacher. Chris, the Tyrrell Ford, Hams Kewer's teammate behind Crashtastic. Crashtastic, who, yeah, pitted too, so yeah. Pitting early really seemed to work for Top Racer and Crashtastic. So Crashtastic, which I think now stands in a virtual 3rd place, while Chris is really far from Crashtastic. So yeah, a bit of a big change here into the pecking order. .041 behind the best, so that's pretty good. was just checking if I was right earlier because I called actually the track where the 12 hours of buffers are disputed, and yeah, that's right. Burson Kerr, the Ferrari driver, with him right behind him. Actually, no, one of the late cars because he's blue flagged. Tyrrell, oh, in the grass, in the gravel. Oh, that was scary for the Ferrari driver. This is not looking really good for Ferrari right now. Burson Kerr and Mazma, 9th and 10th. Oh, in the grass. Oh, and in the wall, straight to the wall. Ah, wow, 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 wow. And yep, so that was Hamskew actually. Now because now we're saying Top Racer and Comfy is free, and actually now Top Racer is pulling away from Comfy. So effectively, Top Racer is in the race lead. So, but we also saw his big undercut. He picked it quite early compared to Comfy Free and Hamskewer and Chris. Will he be able to keep the lead? Because now, as it stands right now, or maybe Hamskewer actually pitted earlier, so actually don't know anymore. Switching to Comfy Free, third place was earlier first. Yeah, he also did a ground to Top Racer, so yeah, not as much smooth sailing for the Swiss Ital driver. And he makes me lying because he is purple for sector 2. Oh, and is that a kind of... No, that was Top Racer. That was Top Racer going slow. Top Racer did a mistake, and now Comfy User Free is back in second place. As he's catching back, I think maybe Hamskewer. No. Okay, so yeah, so it's okay. Now Top Racer is back on the back of the Minotti on the inside. He thinks better of it. Blue flags are waving, so that must be a lap car. And yeah, I'm skewing to the pits. So yeah, enter. So maybe medium. So yeah, I'll ask again for who corresponds to what, or even then those M and W doesn't compared to aren't a link to size, but yeah. So Comfy User Free back to the lead with Top Racer right behind him. Crash Testing third. Good job on Crash Testing to recover from that early mistake, so now he's in third. Involve Mazma, Ferrari driver. Not there. And what he really hopes for now, that's for sure. Now, lap 17 out of 29. Remember, the track is quite long, so yeah, we're still up for a bit of 20 minutes of racing around. Good driving from Asma. Really seems to be clean. This lap seems really to be clean for him. Plus 1 second behind maybe the fastest lap of the race. As he's getting blue flagged again. That's gonna be the worst feeling, having lead cars behind you. And as we're back with Mr. Excitement, Bao Fuchs, German driver in the Prosperity Honda. And after German driver, so the only German driver I think I can remember was Nick Heidfeld. I think Nick Heidfeld drove for Prost, but like that was at the end where the team was just a shell of its former glory. Goldwaz, a French cigarette brand, Canal Plus, a French TV's channel broadcasting F1 and MotoGP and IndyCar. Big a brand of pen. Yes, I'm doing all because yeah, that was a special thing with Prost when he started his team, he only had French sponsors. And that's why he switched to Peugeot engine, which meant a full 100% French car. That was a terrible mistake, swapping with Jordan the engines, because the Peugeot engine was actually terrible after that and pretty much sunk the team. And Baufuchs is a bit alone here right now. Quite far from a hippie with a gun and far ahead from Bersenker. While we're with Baufuchs, let's crank it up. Turn up the sound. Oh, and a bit. Oh! Sideways tank slapper, and he kept it. Even when there's no driver with him, he still managed to excite us. Oh! Drifting. As we're with the leader, Confuser Free, completing the 19th lap. And that was the fastest lap. 4/10 faster than the best lap. Oh, spin! The leader has spun right after he hit the best lap. Tom Race is now back in the lead. Huge mistake from Coffee User Free, and now he has to do it all over again. This long race is really testing the nerves of the driver, and now Coffee User Free has given the lead to Tom Racer. Big mistake for the Minardi driver, as now our player, the McLaren driver, is defending from Hans Skewer, who remember was third at one point, and been on the grass, and Hans Skewer will slowly take advantage of it in the slipstream. As what the laps Ferrari behind. That is a painful thing to see Ferrari that far back down, but they'll surely regroup for the next round. Oh, a bit wide there for Hans Skewer, trying to find an opening on the McLaren driver. Right behind, and there's a lap car right ahead of him, or is that Chris? Yeah, that is Chris actually. And he's looking slow. What's happening for? Oh, in the inside! Wow! Great move from Hans Skewer, but our player hasn't given up yet. But yeah, Hans Skewer made the move stick. Wow! 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 What a move from the 47 Tyrrell, and it's with the lap car, Lola Mastercard Viper, with Chris, and battle between teammates as Tom Racer again to the pits. So yeah, Hans Skewer overtook his teammate for 4th place, and yeah, Tom Racer with his early pits. So yeah, maybe he was actually on the soft tires. Now on board with that's the Minardi of Confuser Free, going wide and losing the rear end, but most importantly, he did not hit the wall. And since he was maybe on the since he's on the one-stop strategy, unlike Tom Racer, Tom Racer, who is will beat and banging. Well done, Hans Skewer. You have just pulled the overtake of the day. And now, after his NASCAR stop drive, oh my goodness me, Hans Skewer! I think Hans Skewer just officially won driver today for me, just for those 2 moves. What amazing moves from Hans Skewer. That was absolutely amazing. Meanwhile, Hippie Wagon, not in purple for sector 1, not a bad drive from him. He was a bit far at the start, but now he's pulling back places. Chris, after being overtaken by his teammates, the 97 car. Will our player right behind him, so will our player be able to catch him and overtake him? And yeah, he's actually moving up on him. And down the inside goes our player, who now takes 5th place from Chris. Wow. This is not good. The second part of the race is not going good for Chris. Remember, he was in 2nd place at one point. And now he's down in 6th place. So yeah, lots of up and goes for this race. This track, I mean, when you look at it, this is not your typical Formula car for the Super Formula or Formula 1. But yeah, as Bersenker will do his 2nd pit of the day. Oh, and to the gravel. Ow. Oh, this is not going well for the Ferrari team. This is really not going well. As I was saying, this really not small, but tight track, not very wide, really offers up a lot of overtaking opportunities and really interesting races because, I mean, I think Comfy is now quite ahead of Crashtastic, but a slight mistake and that's race over for him. This race has certainly quite entertained us, and I'm really glad I got to come to this. It's really an honor for me. And also, and a bit of grass for Chris, really overdriving that car right now. And now coming in, a great job on the paint scheme designers. They did an amazing job putting those 1997 paint schemes, which are beautiful. I really like them. I really like 1997 cars, even though they maybe look a bit blocky and all that. I really like those cars. I mean, I do have a bit of nostalgia for those cars. F1 World Grand Prix, a great game featuring the 1997 season. Yeah, the Steel Wolf, Williams, Renault, Prost, Jordan, and yeah, we haven't seen Jordan cars, so maybe next race we'll see them. Chris going to the pit lane. That pit lane has claimed quite a lot of victims today. Yep, Chris. So W. So maybe yeah. So yeah, they are on soft tires, surely. Or the pit crew for Tyrrell, and yeah, getting ready to service. Accident pits, he'll stay in 6th place, and that will be where he will surely end up the race. Only 7 laps to go during the Austrian Grand Prix, round 1 of the Formula 1 1997 Championship on Gran Turismo Sports. Bit wide. Oh no, and he hit the wall. Oh no. Chris just exited the pit lane, so maybe those cold tires. And he's down into 2nd place with Hippie with a gun. And now up to 6th place, as now we're with Crashtastic, who pits a 2nd time. That's it for Chris. Yeah, looking the car and spinning. Will spin. Oh. Yeah. As we say, it's about consistency, and for now, Confuser Free and Top Racer were the two most consistent drivers tonight, and they're 1st and 2nd. Confuser Free, so I think Confuser Free doesn't have to pit again since he pitted really late into the race. And yeah, the strategy will be on his side. So now I'd like to see where is Top Racer and all that, because he may have soft tires and maybe he's able to come back. Remember, when Top Racer was ahead of Confuser Free, he was able to pull away from him, as we were with Mr. Excitement, Baufuchs. Drifting again, as he's getting waved the blue flag, the blue flag. As our top 3 is Confuser Free in the Minardi, Top Racer in the Stewart Ford, and Hamskewer in the Tyrrell. Oh, a lot of grass for Baufuchs, and oh no, into the wall! Ouch! Ow, wow, 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 wow. Yeah, lots of, yeah, this track is really testing our drivers tonight. It's, I mean, really much, take a shot each time I say the track is testing the driver's nerve, but it's like that. Ups and goers, a lot of mistake. I mean, even the best driver like Top Racing can't use a free. Had done mistake in this race. As we were Viper in the Lola Mastercard, who will maybe take a position from Bowfox if he's still in the pits. No. Still 10th as he's getting shown the blue flag. So yeah, maybe, yeah. So yeah, my apologies. He may be allowed down compared to Bowfox. I mean, which would be quite surprising, but I think. And he's purple for sector 1. So interesting. Let's see how it goes. Top 3 is still Confuser Free, Top Racer, and the Ham Skewer. Which means Crashtastic and All Player are 4th and 5th. Hippie with a gun. Really quite race from him, but like he managed to crawl his way back to 6th, so good race on him. Bowfox in 7th, Massima 67 and Burzunker 8th and 9th, and Viper 10th. And in 11th is, going wide for Viper and hitting the wall. And in 11th, who disconnected from the race, is Knight Rider. Ham Skewer in 3rd place, my driver of the day, as we're 5 laps to go. So if those errors on the top right is showing us right a car, I think going through the start finish line is Confuser Free, as, or maybe not actually. Maybe Confuser Free is now into the 2nd stretch as Top Racer is completing his lap. So let's see, Ham Skewer, we're going for the final corner. Almost in the grass. Remember that deadly grass that had a lot of spin. Pretty good lap from Ham Skewer. Now we're switching to Top Racer. And yeah, that was him just ahead, so he's still really far. So yeah, with 4 laps to go, I don't know if the Steering 4 driver will be able to come back onto the Menage driver that is Confuser Free. Very interesting that someone who has 2 nationalities, French and Britannic, is driving Stewart's Ford as Jackie Stewart was teammate famously with François Sauvert, the Frenchman who passed away in 1973 on Watkins Glen. Great track, by the way. Been able to race with Indy cars and ADP M18s on iRacing. 27 laps to go. No, not 3 laps to go for Confuser Free and now Top Racer. It's still a long way to go. Remember, on the side, the lap is 1:45 seconds approximately. As we're with All Player. 5th place, so not a bad day from the McLaren team. 4th and 5th. And All Player is pitting. Yeah, 3 laps to go. That's not good. As we are the 2 Ferraris, which is are now fighting for personal gain, and yeah, to see who's the strongest. Not a great day for them so far. Rosenker looking for a way to overtake his teammate Masma. And yeah, he didn't even wait the whole race. He just went past him like that, like it was nothing. What a bit on the way here on the left, on the right clef, over left. And my apologies. So yeah, I didn't even bother to check. My apologies. So for this whole race, the RW tires are the soft tires, and the RM tires are the medium tires. So my apologies on that. I didn't rate the notes quite carefully, and I would like to apologize for that. So yeah, Tom Racer was on the soft tires, and Confuser Free on the mediums. So yeah, we are seeing the difference of strategy that brings this one tire only, one component only for the race. Quite fan actually, quite a fan of this rule actually. And oh, so both folks almost, he almost got into the wall, but he saved it. Mr. Excitement at it again. Oh, and purples for sector 1, that's interesting. Let's see what a German driver can do. Purple for sector 2, so are we looking at a new best lap for both of us? So let's see, going through the end of the tight and twisted section. Ooh, bit wide, hitting the walls. Sadly, he may not be in fastest lap, as we're with Confuser Free about to complete his 28th lap, as now coming through the final corner. It's now the final lap for Confuser Free. He's really far ahead of Top Racer. Final lap for the Minardi driver. Going through the second stretch. Steering wheel looking really similar to the one in the cars as we are on board with the Minardi driver. Entering the tight and twisty section. Oh, and yeah, that sound, that is the blind drivers, yeah. This tight and twisty section who trapped so many drivers tonight. Or today, depends on when you're watching this. And Confuser Free with only really one big mistake, one big spin, but he had a strategic advantage over Top Racer. He started on the soft tires too, but decided to do a one-stop strategy, and it worked out perfectly for him, as he's really far ahead of Top Racer. There's a lap car right ahead as we're coming now into the long back stretch. Only a couple of meters for Confuser Free until he wins the first round of the F1 Gran Turismo F1 1997 championship, as he's going to lap the Ferrari of, I don't know who it is, and maybe it's Masma. Going through, now coming to the final corner. Exiting beautifully, and Confuser Free is your winner of the Australian Grand Prix at Mount Panorama, Bathurst. Tom Racer, not far behind, will finish second, as it was Berserker that Confi lapped. Hamskewer, driver of the day, beautiful moves, and he will finish at a well-deserved third place. Crashtastic, second at 1 point, but sadly for him, Tom Racer and Hamskewer, which is too fast and too consistent for him. Coming through that final chicane. And now going to the final corner. Crashtastic will finish 4th. And there we go. Now we just need the McLaren Mercedes of one player and the Williams Renault of Happy with a Gun. Good place from our player tonight, and yeah, he can be satisfied from this race. As now we just need AP again that is coming through the final corner. In 6th place, good job on him. He was quite quiet actually through this whole race, but he managed to stay clean and he finished the well-deserved 6th place. As Viper is now completing the top 10. After 29 laps, Confuser 3 is finishing ahead of Crashtastic with penalties also for Top Racer and Hamskewer. So Crashtastic finishing 2nd. All player finishes 5th. Hippie Hogan 6th. Bowfooks 7th. Berserker 8th. Masma 9th. Viper 10th. Chris 11th. So he a DNF from him. Night Rider disconnects in 12th. And IH2, yeah, 13th. So Drivers' Championship looking like our race results. 50, 40, 30, 24, 20, 16, 14, 12, 10, and 8 points awarded for the top 10. And yeah, one point that I did not mention were penalties during this race, and we see I played beautifully into Crashtastic, and that's good for him. Bit of a shame for Amscure and Top Racer. McLaren Mercedes leading championship by 10 points over Minardi Hearts. Still 4 in 3rd place with 30 points. Tyler Ford with 24 points. Ferrari still 5th, even though with a bad result, with 22 points. Williams Renault 6th with 16 points. Ross Mugen on Hada with 14.7 and Lola Ford in 8th with 8 points. Benton Renault, Jordan Peugeot, Sauber, Petronas, and Arrows Yamaha didn't score points tonight. This has been Nickael for the first round of the F1 1997 championship on Gran Turismo Sport. I'll be seeing you for the next Grand Prix. See you then.